Good morning, students. Welcome to your next session of computer classes. I, Srijit Askuru, will be taking your computer classes for class 4. We had started with chapter number 1, that is computer devices. If I recall, if I revise the chapter, what we have done in the past or in the previous session. In previous session, we had learned that computer follows IPO cycle. That is input, processing, output cycle. Computer performs its each task once it's received an input, then it processes the input as per the instruction, and then it generates the output. We had discussed about different examples. We had also compared this IPO cycle in our day-to-day household works also, in which we have considered the example of washing machine. Now, computer also follows input processing output cycle. I had drawn a figure in which input processing output. In this chapter, that is computer devices, we had divided the devices. We have categorized the devices in 3 categories on the basis of their work. What work or what functions they perform, on the basis of them, we had divided into 3 categories. Now, let's see those categories. Those devices which are being used to provide input. Those devices through which we can give input, like your keyboard, we have discussed in the previous class, keyboard, mouse, scanner, joystick and microphones. By using these devices, what we do? We provide input. By using the keyboard, we type, we provide numbers. By using the mouse, we point out, we select, we click so that it can perform the function. Okay, by using the scanner, we scan the pages, we make a soft copy computer image and save it in the computer. By using joystick, we can play, I had discussed. By using microphone, we can capture our audio part, like which you are being listening to right now. Okay, so those devices which are being used for input are known as input devices. Those devices which are being used as for showing out or displaying the output, which provides you the output, the resultant of the process, the devices which helps to provide those output, the results, those are known as output devices. In today's session, we will learn about monitor. Monitor is just a simple television like screen or television like device, but on this different channels are not shown, rather it shows the processing or the display of the content which is being done by the computer or the CPU. It shows the result or output, it shows the different content, it shows you the different logos, it shows you different programs. Okay, it shows you every action which you are making. Like if you are typing something, it will immediately show. If you pressed A, it will show A. Now, in the previous time, we had monitors of 2 types. One was your CRT monitors. The full form is cathode ray tube. When you will move on to higher classes, you will know about this cathode ray tube. These TVs, I think many of you have seen right now also, they were little bit big. Okay, and they were bulky in size. Okay, so these CRT monitors were being used in past. Nowadays, what we are using is a thin TV screen like device. Your televisions are also have become. Past the time, you had televisions also which were on cathode ray. I don't know how many of you have seen, but might be somebody have the old version of those television at home. Those are cathode ray tubes or cathode ray television. Nowadays what we have is LED televisions, which are thin, which are more HD oriented, high definition oriented. So these are the output devices on which we see the output result. Now, similarly, the display or the content which you see on the screen, which you see on monitor, is the soft copy. What is it? It is soft copy. Monitor shows the soft copy of the content, which is stored inside the computer, which can be later used on. Okay, but by using printer, what we can do by using printer? Yes, we can take out a print. We can take out a printout of the content on a paper, A4 size paper, or on a paper which we have to use. So the content which you need to read down by looking at the screen, it doesn't want it because the printer will print it. We had three types of printer. Nowadays, what we are using are the inkjet printers, but we had dot matrix printer, we had inkjet printer, and the third one is laser printer. Now, what are these three types? I'll show you. In the first, that is dot matrix printer, the printer prints in the form of dot. Like if I have to write A, the printer will print in the form of dots. That's why its name is dot matrix printer. It doesn't go with the line. Like we are supposed to draw or make the characters by using the straight lines. Okay, but in inkjet printer, the print was done by using small dots. So it took time. It can only print the text, graphic images, or you can say pictures, colorful pictures को आप print नहीं कर सकते हैं by using dot matrix printer. And for example, like you have seen the printer which are at the railway station booking counters, the printers which you have seen in the bank, on which it's come the voice like this, key, those all are dot matrix printer, which can only type or only print text. The inkjet printers were the printers which print in the form of straight lines because they spray the ink. You have used pichkari in the Holi, yes or no? So you know na, by using the pressure, stream of water is being sprayed out of the pichkari. Similar small jets are installed in the printer which sprays and type the content in the form of straight line. Now inkjet printer can be used for printing the colorful images. Pictures को भी आप print कर सकते हैं with different colors. Okay, but by dot matrix आप नहीं कर सकते हैं. It can only print in the form of dots. So we have discussed about two printers. The third is laser printer. It is little bit costlier, but it is the best printer among these two. The printing quality, the pictures which is printed by the laser printer is very good. Okay, they have lasers and it can print more pages. It has the fast speed. It can print more pages than dot matrix and inkjet printer. For such kind of printers, you have might seen if you have went to some digital studios for taking out your passport size photos. The printers, what they have is a laser printer which prints your photo, clear and high definition photos. So we have discussed about three types of printer: dot matrix, which prints in the form of dots; inkjet, which prints in the form of straight lines through spraying the ink through a jet; and laser printer uses high definition lasers for creating the image on the paper. It is better than these two printers. Then we have plotter. Plotter, like you plotter which plots, like the one who are working in the architect part or the geological department. They need to print or they need to scan the complete landscape. They plot the different points, and on the basis of those points it prints the image. So plotter means to plot. Okay, like the banners which we create, बड़े बड़े banners, big banners आपने advertisement के देखे, the big drawings, They are being used by the engineer peoples, architect, for making up the different designs, building kit designs, or any project designs. All these are being used, they are being printed by using plotter. Okay, then we have the projectors. You have seen projectors when we have taken you to different presentations. What you say, a white color screen comes down, a projector which is kept, a camera like device which is kept at the top, it throws light on that and the images are being shown. That's a projector. What it does, it projects the image. The image which is running, it projects it on a screen. So that's also an output device through which you are looking or you are seeing at a screen. Then it is speakers and headphones, which I am right now using. These devices helps us to listen to the voice which you are right now, you are listening to me. The voice which I am sending, the mic is capturing it through an input device and you are listening by using the speakers or by using the headphone. That's your output device. So you are listening to the voice or output of what I am saying is your speakers and headphone. So we have discussed about monitor. We have discussed about two types monitor. The first one is CRT. The second one is LCD. Nowadays we have the latest version, that is LED, and I think almost every one of you have LED screens at home as a television also. Printer, in which we discussed about three printers: dot matrix, inkjet, and laser printer. Dot matrix print in the form of dots, inkjet printer in the form of spray or straight lines, and laser printer by using the laser lights. Plotter, which is used to plot the big images, big banners, advertisements, mostly used by engineers and architects. Projector, which project the image or the video over a screen, that's also an output device. And speakers and headphones help us to listen to the audio part. That's also output because they are giving or they are generating the sound which has been recorded or which is running right now. Now we will come back to the next, that is the processing device, CPU. Processing device, it is being divided into three parts. The first is ALU, that is arithmetic logical unit. All the calculation work, all the comparison work, all the work is being done by using ALU. Inside, this is the CPU box. The CPU box is divided into three categories or three parts on the basis of their work. So ALU works for the processing work. Okay, ALU do all the calculation, comparison, and all the work is being calculation work is done by ALU. Memory unit, like if I have to give you two numbers, 2 plus 3. So what you have done, you have stored the first number in your brain. Then you added 2 plus 3 is 5. The output is also stored in your mind. What you have stored? You have stored the input once you have received from the input device. Then the output which is being generated by the ALU, that also stored in memory unit. So memory unit is the storage, which is your next chapter also. Memory unit is your storage in which the input, the data, the instructions are stored. That is also in your CPU itself. In this, instructions, data, whether it is input data or the output data, both data are stored in memory unit. So ALU do the calculation work, memory unit do the storage work. It stores the data. Now, who control them? Who tell them ALU to calculate? Who tells storage unit to store? Who brings the data from storage unit to ALU? Somebody has to do the supervision. That work is done by your control unit. Control unit manages the input received from the input devices. You have a diagram, we have done it. Okay, it receives the input from the input devices. It stores those input data in the memory unit. After that, it gives it to the ALU for calculation. ALU will generate output or answer which is again stored in memory unit, and after storing the output, control unit shows it on the or brings it on the output device which we can see. Again, just brief out the left chapter. Input devices gives the input which is controlled and taken by the control unit in processing device. Control unit first stores the input in the memory unit. Memory में store करता है पहले unit. Then वहां से it gives it to ALU for calculation. All this work is done by control unit. It controls the thing, it manages the thing. So once it is given to ALU, ALU will solve it, will calculate it, will generate an output, an answer, which is again taken by control unit and stored in memory unit. Later on, we can require for our further use. So all the input and output are stored in memory unit. Once it is stored, control unit will give it to output device. It can show it on either the monitor or you can take a printout through using printer. Student, this was the briefing of the first chapter. We will continue it with the book reading session also, and we will starting with storage devices. Thank you.